Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with your host, myself, Damon, the agent, with the real secrets of money. Today is Friday, September the 5th, 2025. Today is my mother's birthday, y'all, so please say a happy birthday to my mother. She turns 82 years old today. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. Now, today, as always, I like to jump into the wonderful world of real estate. Before I begin, please make sure that you'll follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, and did I say LinkedIn? Yeah, I think I did. So please follow me on all social media platforms. So today I want to talk about sellers, okay? And the reason why I want to talk about sellers is because there's quite a few houses on the market these days, and many of these houses are not moving at all. And some people say, oh, it's the market. Some people say it's the agent. Some people say it's even the house. Well, I want to give you my 10 top list of things, or what shall, excuse me, my 10 top list of things that sellers should do to sell their house successfully. Yes, because everyone doesn't do these 10 things, even though they're simple. And for a professional like myself, they come natural. But I just want to give you some insight. Number one, and this is the most important thing on any house that you have that you want to sell: price the house right from the start. Unfortunately, there are too many people who watch HGTV. They listen to their cousin who used to have a license 12 years ago. They listen to people who are really inexperienced. They might be triple careers and everything. And I'm not saying that they don't know anything, but sometimes people believe that, oh, we're going to start high and we're going to let them negotiate down low. And that's a misconception. See, here's what people don't understand: the market dictates how you should start. In most cases, you need to price the house right from the get-go. Overpricing your house scares buyers away. Work with a real estate professional such as myself to set a competitive price based on the comparable sales and those that have just sold recently within the last 3 to 6 months. Sometimes people come back and say, oh yeah, their house sold for X amount of price across the street, but come to find out that was 13 months ago, that was 9 months ago. And here's the thing: appraisals look at the last 6 months of everything. So you always want to be within the last 3 to 6 months. Like currently we're in September. 6 months ago would have been March. But if you're going to look at houses that would have sold in February, guess what? It's already outdated. Number two, boost your curb appeal. I explain this to many sellers. Sometimes they leave the trash bins in the front. The grass hasn't been cut. They got all types of junk sitting in the front, and it's not very appealing. There have been many times when I pulled up with clients, and the moment we pulled up, the clients did not even want to go in the house. And I'm like, you sure? We're already here. And they're like, no, I just don't like how it looks on the outside. So you have to really take a real interest in how the appeal of your house looks. Boost curb appeal. First impressions matter. Fresh landscaping, a clean walkway, a painted front door, you know, and then also anything that tidy up the exterior makes a huge difference, especially with buyers, because buyers are looking for anything wrong. So when you don't have that curb appeal, it's going to play a role. Number three, declutter and depersonalize. Buyers need to imagine themselves living in that house that they're viewing. Remove personal photos, excess furniture, and clutter. Listen, I had a client one time. She brought a girlfriend with her, and I turned around and her client and the girlfriend was gone. And I'm like, I turned around and said, "What are you doing? You're supposed to follow us because your friend is the one buying." And she was like, "No, I'm just looking to see how they live." See, when you're selling your property, there are buyers who come in there and they're checking you out. And I even had one time before, some years ago, I was showing a couple a house, and they were a Redskin fan, okay? And the people who were selling the house were Dallas Cowboy fans. And the husband said, "Let's go. We're not buying this house." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he was dead serious. He didn't want to look at the house anymore, and he was no longer interested because it had Cowboy gear in the house. And everybody has their preference. The only thing that I'm saying is, though, is when you're selling your house, you never know who you're going to attract as a buyer. And you don't know what their beliefs, their thought process, or what's going on. Just like if you have political things going on in your house, if you have, like I said, certain sports teams going on in your house, if you have certain religions and stuff going on, those things really should be put away if you're trying to sell your house. Number 4, deep clean the entire house. Listen, I know that's simple, but I've said to plenty of people, you need to really clean this house. And some people, because they're so used to living a certain way for so long, they don't see nothing wrong. And to be honest with you, they don't even understand that sometimes it's a smell lingering in their place because they're so accustomed to it. Clean carpets, polish floors, scrub bathrooms and kitchens, and make sure the house smells fresh. Please put in plugins. Please, smell goods are always attractive to everyone. Okay. Number 5. All right. Stage the home. Rearrange your furniture to highlight space and flow. If vacant, consider professional staging or even virtual staging if you cannot afford a professional stager. Number 6, make small repairs and update. Fix leaky faucets, squeaky doors, cracked tiles, or chipped paint. Consider inexpensive upgrades like new light fixtures or hardware. And the reason why you want to do this before you sell your property is because if you don't do these things, like I mentioned before, buyers are always looking for something wrong. They walk into your house, they see the leaky faucet, they hear the squeaky doors, and even though they might be interested, sometimes they won't make an offer. Sometimes they will, but what will end up happening is when they make an offer, they're going to reduce the price, whatever is listed at. And then once they do their home inspection, they're going to look to do some more negotiation. So before you even get there, a lot of times, if you do preventive maintenance instead of doing reactive maintenance, you can save yourself hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Number 7, highlight the key features, such as when you use a professional like myself, I tend to like to do an open floor plan, and I also tend to hire a professional photographer and everything to do virtual tours and stuff. We like to highlight certain things and stuff, but also for you as a seller, you want to highlight if you did updated kitchen, and you want to be specific on the years. And the reason why I say that is because, like, for example, we're in 2025. You ask people something, they say, oh yeah, I got that updated 10 years ago. That's not. But a lot of times, anything from the last 3 to 5 years considered most recent. Anything that's over 5 years, even though it's only 5 years ago, like, for example, we go back to 2020, we're talking COVID. Even though that's only 5 years ago, that's pretty much outdated in many areas. Like, for example, it's just like your cell phone. Software updates come very frequent. Okay. Right now, I think the iPhone is going to iPhone 17. Now, if you go back 5 years ago, what was it? The iPhone 12 or 13 or 11? I don't even know. My point is, though, it's completely outdated. So you want to highlight the key features. All right. Number 8, I briefly mentioned this and everything. Professional photography and marketing is key. I see too many real estate professionals who use their cell phones. And don't get me wrong, with the latest cell phone technologies, with the iPhone and the Samsung Galaxy, the pictures are great, but they still are not the same quality and everything. Because when we upload these photos, the system will tell us basically that certain HDR features and numbers and resolutions and everything have not been touched. So you want to make sure that you're using a professional photographer. High quality photos, video tours, strong online marketing attract more buyers and give your property more sight on it than you can possibly imagine. And number 9, for sellers, you have to be flexible with showings. Sometimes people say, oh no, I only want people to come at this time. Or they'll sometimes have a showing and they'll say, can they come back tomorrow? And 9 times out of 10, the buyer is not coming back tomorrow. Let me just be honest with you. Sometimes buyers have restricted schedule. They're only off on certain days and time. So a lot of times your property will not get the eyes on it that you really want, because all you need is one good buyer. You don't need 1,000 people visiting your home. You need one good buyer when you're selling your home. But when you limit the showings on it, when you restrict the times, when you don't allow certain showings to occur, you a lot of times are missing out on that one potential buyer for your home. The easier it is for buyers to view the home, the quicker it sells. Stay flexible with scheduling, even on short notice, because your goal is to sell the house. And number 10, but not least, number 10, work with the right real estate professional, such as myself. Choosing the right real estate professional who knows the market, negotiate well, and markets aggressively, 9 times out of 10 will get your house sold. That's why my slogan is every house I touch turns to sold. Because I truly believe that, because I follow those 10 that I just mentioned to you. As long as I have a cooperative seller who's also willing to do so, we can get your house sold. In my eyes, in my opinion, because my mindset says everything is sellable. Even a shed that's run down is sellable, because guess what? There's always a buyer out there willing to buy something, even junk. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Same thing goes in real estate when it pertains to me. That's how I look at everything. Everything is sellable, but we have to follow these 10 steps in order to make it sellable. Otherwise, the house will be sitting on the market for a long time, and then you're wondering what's really going on. It's not that it's not a buyer out there for it. It's just one of these 10 things that I just mentioned. So I hope that that helps one seller. And if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I can be reached at DamonSalesDMV.com, or you can call or text me at 240-694-6460. Okay, I'm gonna put my number up here real quick for you, my website, and I'll be right back with my Q&A and the house of the week. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. My Q&A, I don't have that many questions today, so I'm just going to go get right into it. The first question is, can I pick which home loan I want to use when buying a house? Can I pick which home loan that I want to use when buying a house? Now, that's a very good question. And here's the thing. A lot of times you can. In most cases, people like to pick between an FHA or a conventional loan unless they are a VA or a veteran. But in many cases, your lender will go over which will be the best options for you. Many cases, some people like to pick the FHA because it's the least of money that you have to put down. You only are required to put 3.5% down for your down payment. But in other cases, people like to choose the conventional because they don't want to pay a PMI. So again, a lot of times your lender will go over the best options for you as a borrower. So that's the only question I have right now. We'll go into the next thing, which will be the house of the week. All right. So give me 1 second. We're going to go into the house of the week. Now, the house of the week is 3975 Wintergreen Place in Waldorf, Maryland. This house right now is starting at, and it isn't a bid, 197,500, 197,500. This is the starting bid. The seller will be picking in about 2 weeks which offer they're willing to accept. So right here, I'm showing it to you. Nice home, nice townhouse in Waldorf. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, 2 level, 2 parking. It's in the back. Nice home for someone. Again, it is a starting bid of 197,500. All right. And please make sure you are following me on all social media platforms if you are not following me. Okay. And I will be right back with my topic of the day. All right. Now, today, my topic of the day happens to be Thankful Thursdays. Now, I want to briefly talk about Thankful Thursday. This is a new thing that I've started a couple of weeks ago. And what I'm doing is I've realized that through social media, every time that I happen to go on every day, unfortunately, someone is passing away due to whatever. I see the comments, I see the people, saying, "Oh, I wish you would have had more time. I wish I would have said this to you." Even no matter who's passing away, whether it's a friend or loved one, I decided that on Thursdays I want to give people their flowers while they're here, because a lot of times we as people, we're not giving our flowers until we're gone. I don't care if you have somebody mad at you right now or you're mad with somebody. Sometimes it's not until they gone that you realize, dag, I should have did this. I should have said this. So what I've decided to do is just start every Thursday. People who have been impactful, meaningful in my life, I decided to start sharing some Thankful Thursdays with them. If you follow me on any of my social media, TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, you will see it every Thursday. Yesterday, I gave acknowledgement to my real estate broker mom, Pat Long. Yesterday happened to also be her birthday, so it was perfect timing. But she's been a great mentor to me. She's been a woman of God and a woman who has helped me um, do things purposeful wise when it pertains to real estate, and to be a lot more focused and a lot more structural. She's a genuinely good person, so I wanted to give her acknowledgement. The week before that, I gave a lady named Nicole Jones her flowers because she's been a good friend. We've always talked about our kids. She's always said things to me that, she felt like as a father with my own kids that I should do and say. And she's just a genuinely good person as well. The week before that, I gave my daughter, my youngest daughter's godmother, um, her flowers and everything, because she's a genuinely nice and good person and a woman of God. And she's also is very nice and very sensitive with her goddaughter and as a person, but she's a great person. The week before that, I gave my buddy Lee, who has known me over 30 plus years. He's been like the big brother that I never had. But I wanted to give him his flowers and everything as well. I have a lot more people that I will be acknowledging as the weeks come, but I just wanted to share that when it pertains to the good people in our life, I think we should try to appreciate them more. We should recognize them more. We should acknowledge and give them their flowers. A lot of times we talk about the people we don't like. We talk about the haters. We talk about um, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your bad coworker, your bad spouse, your bad relationships, your bad children. We talk about all these other things, but we should talk positive. You know what I'm saying? And again, we should acknowledge those in our life, because everyone, no matter how many bad people around you, is always a good person or good people. And a lot of times in life, I realize that sometimes people just want to feel appreciated. A lot of us don't give appreciation to the people we should give to. We don't acknowledge them like we should. We don't thank them like we should. We figure, oh, they should know, or they should be doing that. And in some cases, yes, but not in all cases. People don't have to do anything, because to be truthful, when you look at life in general, you really just can only focus on yourself if you want it to be selfish and everything. But there's so many good people out here in the world, just like there are a lot of bad people, but there are a lot of good people out here in the world who are really unselfish, who are really genuine. And I just want to challenge everyone that if you have somebody who's been in your life, who's been good to you, for you, who's been genuinely nice, who has done things for you that you didn't have to ask for, who have, been a great person, and who's just a overall good person, hard worker, or done things for you, your family, or anyone else, please show some appreciation, because you don't know what people go through. Sometimes people do things over and over and over again, and they don't necessarily want the same thing in return. Sometimes people just want to feel acknowledged and want to feel appreciated. A lot of times we don't appreciate those around us until those around us are gone. So that's one of the reasons why I am giving flowers to the people who have been crucial and critical in my life. Because when I think back on a lot of things and stuff, I know I wouldn't be where I'm at without people, without a lot of good people. And one of the people who's no longer here is my brother Adrian. I wish he was still alive. My brother Adrian is probably 90% of why I am who I am. When I was younger, he looked out for me. My father wasn't around. He kind of took care of me. He used to talk to me and tell me things that I should do. You know what I'm saying? I used to always say this. My brother Joel showed me how to shoot a basketball real high. My brother William showed me how to tie a tie. My father showed me how to detect a lie. My brother Aiden showed me how to black an eye. But my brother Aiden was such instrumental as far as keeping me out the street when he was doing things out in the street. And when you're a little brother trying to chase your big brother, you want to follow and do whatever. But he wouldn't allow me to do so. He, pushed me away, and he pushed me towards basketball. And he talked to me and he said things to me that stick to me to this day. And like I said, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be who I am. So I wish he was here to for me to give him his flowers. But while people are still alive, I want to give everyone their flowers. Like I said, there's a lot of people that I need to go down the list. So when you'll see me acknowledging this person and that person and this person, I understand at some point in time in my life, these people have done some things for me and acknowledged to help me. Like one of the persons is going to be my other daughter, Bianca's godmother. You know what I'm saying? She has been very critical throughout my life and everything. There's a lot of people that I can go on and stuff, So, but I'm just going to be acknowledging people, you know what I'm saying? Jalen, eventually I'm going to get to her. I'm going to get to so many people in my life who have been critical for me. And I wish Mr. Slade was here. Howard Slade, he has been very, very critical with me as well too. But like I said, I can go on and on about a lot of people and stuff. But again, going back to my Thankful Thursday, I really want to challenge each and every one of you all to please acknowledge somebody. It doesn't have to be every Thursday. It doesn't have to be every week. It could just be one person right now that you're thinking about. Reach out to them, text them, call them, say, I'm thankful for who you are. I'm thankful for everything that you've done for me. And that I'm appreciative, because appreciation goes a long way. You understand? Appreciation, communication, and good relationships will open up doors that money can't. You understand? That money can never open up. Having a good relationship with people does. And a lot of times, sometimes this is about being appreciative of those who have done things for you and to you and to help you. So show thanks to someone in your life that has done something good for you or to you. So that's what I wanted to say about my Thankful Thursday. So I'll be back to do a quick recap. All right, real quick, before I do my quick recap, I want to tell you, please follow me on all social media platforms. If you're not already following me, please, 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 Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. All right. So here's my quick recap. The 10 things, the 10 list of what sellers should do to successfully sell their house. 1, price it right from the start. 2, boost your curb appeal. 3, declutter and depersonalize. 4, deep clean the entire house. 5, stage the house. 6, make small repairs and updates. 7, highlight key features. 8, use a professional photography and marketing. 9, be flexible with the showings. 10, hire me. Hire me. Or work with the right real estate professional. Okay, those are the 10 highlights of what you should do to sell your house successfully. And next week I'm going to come back and talk about the things you should do to write a winning offer. All right. So again, and I also want to end it with my Thankful Thursday. Like I said, if you're not following me on all social media platforms, follow me, into which you can basically see all my Thankful Thursday. On top of that, you'll see more than just my Thankful Thursday, because I do a lot of videos and everything throughout the week. And again, just be thankful to someone out there who's been good to you. Show your thanks, because appreciation goes a long way, y'all. And I'm thankful for each and every one of you all tuning in. Thank you very much for taking the time out your day to join me each and every Friday. I greatly appreciate you, and it does not go unnoticed. I pray that you have a good weekend. And remember, today is my mother's birthday. So we're going to, you know what I'm saying? All right. Thank you. Y'all have a great weekend, y'all. See you next week.